I think it's time for cars to change. We've had these same kind of cars for fucking so long. They changed a little bit over time, but they're still just as dangerous. We all know how many people have died from car accidents, from either someone hitting someone with a car by accident or it be on purpose, or two cars colliding with each other, shit like that. I just have a couple suggestions to fix the big car problem of death in the world. Well, number one, these cars should not be made of metal and hard plastic, like all that shit that they're made out of. On the outside of every car, it should be soft. It should be like a pillow. Or, that's how it should feel. So if you bump into another car, it's not going to be that bad. It should be like that. We're driving around in these death machines every day. And it's really exhausting. And, I like to drive fast, but it's not really that good. People can die, and it's very dangerous to drive. We should make it that it's not that dangerous to drive a damn car. It's ridiculous. And this would also help all those people that are too nervous to drive. It'll help those people maybe, get a driver's license, and it'll encourage them and stuff like that. So that's number one, like the fabric of the cars on the outside and all that shit. It should be soft, soft shit. Not hard metal, all that shit. No, fuck that. It's like we're not in a Mad Max movie, okay? I know this is very unmanly for me to say this about cars, but I mean, it's the truth, right? Number two, we should not be filling our cars with oil anymore. I mean, really? Gasoline? You know how horrible that is for the environment? It's just atrocious. It gives us bad chemicals, which causes cancer and diseases and all kinds of terrible shit. And they keep raising the prices on gas, and everyone hates to pay for gas, and it's like we shouldn't even be paying for gas. Everyone should be filling their cars up with, like, their hose from their house. Every car should run on water. I know there's certain cars that do run on water now, but it's like it shouldn't be a special thing. It should just be everywhere. Everyone should be driving a car that runs on water. No more polluting the air. No more toxic, bad shit and chemicals in the air and all that horrible shit. That needs to go away. So that solves like the whole... And fuck the gas companies. I don't give a fuck about all those gasoline companies. Fuck them. Fuck them all. They're harming the environment, and they know they are, and they don't give a fuck. And that's bad. They're bad, and they should go away. And if you work in like those people that own a gas station, like all the major companies, it's like, well, boo-hoo. Leave, retire, you're out of business, and just go work somewhere else. Work somewhere else. It's not the apocalypse. It's not the end of the fucking world. Get another job. It's not that big of a deal. It'll be better anyway. Number three, I do love driving fast, but I do have a solution that'll help cause less accidents on the road. Cars should only be able to go up to we gotta find a compromise, right? Cars should only be able to drive up to like maybe 65 miles per hour. That's it. That's the limit. No more than 65. That's it. A car shouldn't be able to go like 90 or 115 miles per hour. Oh my God, are you kidding me? Fuck that. No. Like, I know it's exciting to drive that fast, but it's not good. It's bad. We all know it's bad, all right? Let's get our kicks somewhere else. Do something else that gives you a thrill. Enough with the whole facing death in the face. No. Unhealthy. Bad. Again, we're not in Mad Max. We're not piloting an X-Wing in Star Wars. No. We're driving a car, and there's people that could easily die. It's just bad, Let's just have cars go up to 65, and that's it. Like, that's how fast a car can go. I know that's a loss for a lot of people, because a lot of people love driving fast, and a lot of people love cars and all that. I know it's a loss. I agree, because I like to drive quick, and it'll be frustrating, but after all, say the change is made, after a while, people will get used to it. Everyone will get used to it, and then everyone will drive slower. And then stores would be forced to be open later. Stores won't close as early as they do. They'll be forced to stay open because the stores need to recognize how cars are slower now. So now it's going to take people a longer amount of time to get places. Oh, just a little bit longer. A little bit longer. It'll make people in general feel at ease during the day. There aren't cars blitzing by. You can't easily die. Shit like that. That's how it should be. Instead of all this, pig shit. Number 4. Now this one is an aesthetics thing, so it's not as important as the other things. But for the sake of art, I really hate the inside of cars. Like, why is everything so dull and it's always the same color? The wheel is the same color as the chair's the same color as the buttons. Like, inside of a car, it's usually all gray or all black or all tan or all, like white or whatever. Like, why does everything have to be the same fucking color? Why? It's so fucking boring and dull and lifeless. It's bullshit. This is not an army tank. This is something we're going to be looking at every day. It's supposed to be, like, fun. It should look creative looking. And how come all the buttons need to be square? Every button, the air, the AC button, to change the radio station button, all the buttons are all square, or they're all circles. Or why does everything have to be all, like, perfectly symmetrical? Why? Why can't, like, the wheel be blue, the seats be red, and all the buttons are, like, yellow and purple? And it's like, why does everything have to be, like, so colorless? Why? Now, I'm not saying we need to drive cars that look like the inside of Pee-wee's Playhouse, and it doesn't have to look like that bright and that colorful, but it can have a little bit of flavor in there, a little bit of zest, a little bit of, like, life in the fucking car. Just shit like that. I mean, it's ridiculous. And we used to actually kind of have stuff like that, like the older cars from, like, the 50s and stuff. The inside of those cars look a lot fancier and a lot nicer than the boring, dull, lifeless buttons in the inside of the later cars. But even the ones from the 50s, the insides do look cool, but they could look a little cooler, I don't know, that's just another thing. So this is my little rant about cars, and what I have to say is that everyone who loves cars and loves driving fast, can't we make, like, a little bit of changes to cars to make them better? Little things? Like, does it have to be, all violent and oil and everything? And if you want to get kicks from driving, that feeling that cars used to have, then just watch, like, one of the Fast and Furious movies. Watch a movie where they're driving cars fast, or play a video game, play Grand Theft Auto or whatever, or Ridge Racer or something, or Mario Kart, whatever the fuck. Not in real life. Not where you can easily kill other people, because there's all these other people on the road that really don't give a shit about cars, and they have no interest in driving fast, and they could easily get killed because they're not as skilled of a driver as all the other people that love to drive fast and love cars. So basically, you got a lot of the population that is being punished for not being able to drive as well. I'm not one of those people. I'm very good at driving at a quick speed, shit like that. But still, I think if we made these changes I mentioned in this video, I think it will help people. It'll help people feel at ease. It'll help people relax. It'll help people not feel like every time they drive, something really, really, really bad can happen. Like I said earlier, like having pillows and shit on the outside of a car, and you bump into the other car, and it feels like a bumper car. It's like, oh, okay, no big deal. You scratch my pillow, no big deal. No one has to pull over and be like, oh, are you gonna pay for it? Am I gonna pay for it? Who's at fault? That shit won't even happen because the damage of hitting another car won't even be that bad. You're just like, alright, he hit me, not that big of a deal. That's the way it should be. Instead, it involves all the insurance and the money. It's fucked up. It's stupid. Like, the way cars are, they're like archaic by, like, how we are today. Like, we're trying to progress in society, and the stuff about cars is like old-fashioned, and it's like a bad old-fashioned. It's not like a cool old-fashioned thing. It's like a negative old-fashioned thing. The way cars are now is kind of like how people thought racism was cool back in the day, and it's like that's an old school thing that's bad, and we got rid of that, right? So why can't we get rid of, other things that are bad that are still around? Like how cars are. It's not like a cool old school like food or restaurant or video game where it's like it's still awesome and we don't want to change that. It's not like that. I mean, cars have so many bad things about them that I think it would help the world if some changes were made. Yeah, I know it's asking a lot for the world. It's a big sacrifice because I think there's a lot of people that love cars more than people that don't, I guess. But even if these changes were made, I mean, you could still be a badass and drive around in your little car. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Anyway, tell me what you guys think. If you think I'm right and wrong, whatever. My name is SuperPat98. I appreciate you for watching. Stay tuned for next time, and signing out.